जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा जय बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोधनंदन व्रज जनार्दन। यशोधनंदन व्रज जनार्दन। यमुना वनचारि। यमुना वनचारि। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोधनंदन व्रज जनार्दन। यशोधनंदन व्रज जनार्दन। यमुना जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। भक्ति जान वल्लभा राधा कृष्ण वल्लभा जय प्रभु जय प्रभु जय जय प्रभु प्रभु जय जय प्रभु। श्री श्री राधा गोपी जन वल्लभ की जय। श्री श्री निताय पतित पावन गौर हरि की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 32, verse number 37. Pravocham bhakti yogasya sarupam te chaturvidham kalasya cha vyaktagate yontar dhavati jantushu. Pravocham bhakti yogasya sarupam te chaturvidham कालस्य चाव्यक्तगते योऽन्तर्धावति जन्तुषु प्रावोचं भक्तियोगस्य स्वरूपं ते चतुर्विधं कालस्य चाव्यक्तागते योऽन्तर्धावति जन्तुषु. So you want to recite?
प्रवोचम भक्ति योगस्य
प्रावोचं भक्तियोगस्य
स्वरूपं ते चतुर्विधं
स्वरूपं ते चतुर्विधम्.
कालस्य च व्यक्तगतेर्
कालस्य चाव्यक्ता गते
यो नत्र धावति जन्तसु
योऽन्तर्धावति जन्तुषु. प्रावोचं
प्रवोचम
explained bhakti yogasya
भक्ति योगस्य
of devotional service. Swarupam,
स्वरूपम
the identity.
ते
To you. Chatuhu vidam
चतुर्विधम
in 4 divisions. Kalasya of time. Cha also. Avyakta gate the movement of which is imperceptible. Yah which antardhavati chases jantushu the living entities. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear mother, I have explained to you the process of devotional service and its identity in 4 different social divisions. I have explained to you as well how eternal time is chasing the living entities, although it is imperceptible to them. Purport. The process of Bhakti Yoga, devotional service, is the main river flowing down towards the sea of the Absolute Truth, and all the other processes mentioned are just like tributaries. Lord Kapila is summarizing the importance of the process of devotional service. Bhakti Yoga, as described before, is divided into this Mahaprabhu. Lord Kapila is summarizing the importance of the process of devotional service. Bhakti Yoga, as described before, is divided into 4 divisions. 3 in the material modes of nature and 1 in transcendence, which is untinged by the modes of material nature. Devotional service mixed with the modes of material nature is a means for material existence. Devotional service mixed with the modes of material nature is a means for material existence. Whereas devotional service without desires for fruitive results and without attempts for empirical philosophical research is pure transcendental devotional service. Once again, translation. My dear mother, I have explained to you the process of devotional service and its identity in 4 different social divisions. I have explained to you as well how eternal time is chasing the living entities, although it is imperceptible to them. Om Agyantimirandhasya Gyananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swabhadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vachalam, pangum langayate girim. Yat kripa tamaham bande, Shri Gurun Dinatarinam. Paramananda Madhavam, Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपा स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. So this is communication between Lord Kapila to his mother. Lord Kapila is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And very nice that he is speaking to his mother as my dear mother. That love that Lord Kapila is showing to Mother Devahuti, that love he has for all of us. No matter who we are, Krishna never rejects us. Krishna is unlimitedly merciful to all living entities, and Krishna's only desire and what Krishna wants from all of us is so that we all can engage in his loving devotional service. So here Lord Kapila, this is chapter 32. In chapter 29, Mother Devahuti asked Lord Kapila, please describe me about the essence of all the paths, which is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is compared to the mainstream, and the all other paths are compared to like the tributaries. And Sukadev Goswami in second canto, in the third chapter, Sukadev Goswami, fourth chapter, Sukadev Goswami explains that no other path can attain perfection without the bhakti angle in it. Even the Jnani or the Karmi or Ashtangi, they all have to have a bhakti angle in order to attain perfection in their own path. And then in this chapter, it is Lord Kapila explains to his mother how different devotees or different living entities, they realize Krishna in different ways. By the different practices they do, they realize Krishna in different ways. Some as Paramatma, some as Brahman, and various other ways Krishna can be realized. But the bhakti yogi can only know Krishna in full. So here Lord Kapila is telling, I have explained to you the process of devotional service and its identity in 4 different social divisions. One may be a Brahmana, one may be a Kshatriya, one may be a Vaishya, one may be a Shudra. And all these 4 classes of people have different natures. And the perfection of our life is featured in the service of Krishna. Some people are like Kshatriya by nature, correct? Right? Some people are Brahmanas, some people are Vaishyas, some people are Shudras. So we just need to, like Krishna says, better to do your duty perfectly than your duty imperfectly than doing somebody else's duty perfectly. No need to compare with anybody else, but rather what is my strength, what is my nature, and no need to feel like no, this makes us like we don't need to compete with anybody also. What one is doing and what I am doing, or because otherwise sometimes we'll feel I'm better than others, and sometimes I feel I'm not as good as the other person, and sometimes we'll go into like a depression, which is
competition is the nature of human people.
yeah. See, what I'm trying to say is different people have different nature, and everybody will work according to their nature. Some people, and no need to compare because Krishna. See, that's why here it is said that there is bhakti in 3 modes, and here Lord Kapila is saying, I have explained to you bhakti in 3 modes. Bhakti in 3 modes means bhakti can be mode of passion, bhakti can be mode of ignorance, bhakti can be mode of goodness, and bhakti can be transcendental. Transcendental bhakti is like only desiring to serve Krishna. There is no other desire remaining other than I want to serve Krishna, and if Krishna is pleased with me, that's all that matters. But when it comes to bhakti mode of passion, then we are interested in comparison, competition, result, success, and what is me and what is others, and then then the I mean we think that this is bhakti, but then um, we are simultaneously watering the weeds also. It seems like bhakti, but it is mixed. It
Well,
is.
have you experienced competition within your bhakti, like among your congregation? Like I'm doing so much, but he's not doing that much. These the kind of things going on.
Well, somebody else is, see, no competition, but it is more like if somebody else is not doing enough bhakti, then it's more like we assess them to grow further. And over a period of time, they will do great because it is nature of the soul to completely serve Krishna. And those who are doing excellently devotional service, then if we try to see from the perspective that Guru is pleased, Krishna is pleased, the mission is getting helped because somebody is doing a lot more service. And then when we keep ourselves in the center of our bhakti, then we will go through these emotions of sometimes lamentation, sometimes depression, sometimes pride. And it is said that that bhakti becomes mixed with the modes because actually direct bhakti is not dependent. Like recently, I was hearing an article, and there were 5 GBC members who are very exalted, pure devotees. Some of them are, three of them are sannyasis, and they offer their resignation from from
Mm.
from GBC position. Just I was reading the article few days back. They offer their resignation.
To
And
serve in a different way or to do some other reason.
no, like they want to just try to um, go, I mean, fulfill. Pure devotees, they act based on Krishna's inspiration. So they just want to serve Krishna in
Without
different
being
ways.
into any position.
Yeah, just I mean, whoever does, whoever leads, whoever, it's not something that they are looking for. What they are looking for is, let me deepen my relationship with Krishna, and that's all that matters to them. But in, I mean, and that's like pure. That's like, so pure bhakti is not like we don't need anything in order to go back to Godhead. Pure bhakti is very different from how it looks like. But especially when we come from this material word and from this word of competition and from this word of whatever, being ourselves influenced by three modes, the bhakti that we do also become tinged. And that's where um, hearing helps to develop the right perspective. And if we are not putting energy and contemplating, we probably are deviating from the true principles. It is very high, bhakti is very high, but at the same time, um, we may not be there at that pure stage, but then we can understand and we can try to practice bhakti which is relatively more pure. At least it gives us solace. So there are here it Lord Kapila says it identity bhakti's identity in four different social divisions. So there is Brahmana, there is Kshatriya, there is Vaishya, there is Shudra. They all have their own nature and they all will practice bhakti according to their own nature. A Kshatriya will be able to do some aspect of devotional service wonderfully. He can create, actually, like Kshatriyas, they'll be leaders. They will be like they will create projects, um, generous, um, offer protection to other devotees. So they're like leader Kshatriya. Brahmanas, they will sit in one place. They will engage in Shastra study. They will be self-satisfied, um, and um, mm, and they will give guidance to Kshatriyas and others.
Mhm.
And likewise, Vaishyas, they do some farming, do some cow protection or business, and they serve Krishna in their own way. So everyone have a particular nature, and we all just have to engage our nature in Krishna service. And um, others' nature may feel, I mean, Lord Krishna says better to do what how you can best serve Krishna, better to serve Krishna in your own way. And regarding competition, you said um, uh, one lecture I was hearing Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was mentioning that we should not compete with others. because that is bhakti mode of passion. But we should compete with our own past. Okay, this is what I was doing and this is what I'm doing now. And we, like, we don't compare with anybody else, but we just see how can I serve better and how can I improve my service to Krishna and how can I serve Krishna a little more. And um, everyone is trying to serve Krishna. All the devotees are trying to serve Krishna. The sum and substance of all the instruction Rupa Goswami gave in Nectar of Instruction, Rupa Goswami says, is engage all your time in serving Krishna. And that's all that matters. Just how much ever time you have, try to serve Krishna. Morning, evening, afternoon. In which way should we serve Krishna? Based on how devotees want us to serve. Because it is also explained that the plan of the Lord is revealed to us through the plan of his pure devotees and how they want us to serve in that mood. If we serve, that is wonderful. Yes. And the advancement in bhakti is very gradual. And then Lord Kapila says, I have explained to you as well how eternal time is chasing the living entity. All living entity are chased by eternal time. What is all of our destination after 30 years? Graveyard. Will anybody has any other destination other than that of this physical body and everything material that is there with it? What is the final destination? There is a movie also.
Return to Loka.
That's for the soul, final destination. But if we
The
see,
body is going to the grave.
and if you see from the perspective of the mixed bhakti, or all, everyone is ending. I mean, it's all the matter of how I can utilize my time now and how best I can serve Krishna now. Ultimately, that's our destination, at least in this material world. What is the destination? Going underground forever. Correct, right? So,
Going to ashes.
uh, the we will be burnt to ashes. I mean, the soul will move on.
Yeah, move.
And where the soul goes next is dependent upon the quality of your devotional service, not anything else. And that's the only thing that goes with us is, and if we, like I have seen, we only should try. I have seen this from the example of my own spiritual master, the living example. We only should try to serve Krishna and try to please Krishna and not be attracted to the fringes of um, of bhakti that comes along with it. And it that's why who is called a Paramhamsa? A Paramhamsa is one who can distinguish um, um, bhakti from material desires. Is a Paramhamsa, like just like a Paramhamsa can distinguish between. Um, I will shout so you can.
So he's not speaking in mic.
I should speak in. I'll speak in mic now.
No.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What was I saying? क्या बोल रहे थे?
Quality of the bhakti. And don't get attracted with the fringes which you get from bhakti.
And that's what we see from the life of a spiritual master. They are only interested in serving Krishna, pleasing Krishna, and glorifying Krishna, and not in the weeds that come with it. They don't water them. And it takes one to be a Paramhamsa in order to distinguish between them. Otherwise, what we are doing, we ourselves don't realize the quality of our bhakti. And that's why Shravanam helps for us to identify. And the more we progress, the more we see, the more we are corrected, the more we progress, the more we see. Otherwise, we don't even see the quality of our bhakti. It takes, because these are subtle, and subtle things are revealed to us gradually over a period of time. And as they are revealed to us, then we work on them. And then after some time, we feel like now bhakti is very good. And after some time, we realize, oh, now these are the weeds. And then we work on those. And then we overcome, then we see newer and newer and newer. So it's not that none of us are like, I mean, many of us, some of you maybe, but are like pure souls. Correct, right? So, work in progress. And Lord Kapila explains that the time is chasing the living entity. Living entity has minimum time, and one should have faith that investment in bhakti is the best utilization of time. One should have that faith. And any investment in bhakti. And Krishna says, Yar karo siya das nasiya juho zada siyat. Whatever you do, whatever you offer, whatever you give away, do it as an offering to me. And one should have faith that if I do everything as an offering to Krishna, I will not be at loss. Sometimes I feel from material consideration, oh, I will be at loss if I do everything for the pleasure of Krishna. But one should have that faith, anything done for the pleasure of Krishna, he will not be at loss. But rather Krishna says, one who do that in the spirit of renunciation, he will come to me. So ultimately, what is the goal? And many times we forget our own goal also. Why, why I came to Krishna consciousness? What is the goal? So very difficult. Bhakti looks very straightforward, very simple, but then um, um, it is easy. Rupa Goswami says, Nectar of Devotion. It is easy to practice bhakti, but it is very difficult to practice to purify the bhakti, and that's why here. Srila Prabhupada, here Prabhupada says, um, untinged bhakti, one in transcendence, which is untinged by the modes of material nature. Okay, any discussion? Anyone has any? Anyone would like to ask anything?
You did not complete the sentence where Rupa Goswami says bhakti is simple.
Like Rupa Goswami says, to start bhakti is easy. You don't need any qualification to start bhakti. But to practice Shuddha bhakti, for that one need to become free from material desires. As long as material desires are there, Shuddha bhakti will not arise. That's why Srila Prabhupada also says that Shuddha bhakti, pure devotional service, begins after liberation. But right now, situation is not the same. Right. So, okay.
Prabhu,
Alright.
Hare
Right.
Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, sorry to interrupt. I just had a question. Can I ask now?
Yes, then
Can I ask, Prabhuji?
yes, Mataji, please ask.
Yeah. So, Prabhuji, my question was, we hear and so many times that we should do everything for the pleasure of Krishna. So, everything for the pleasure of Krishna, how do we make sure that, okay, we understand it theoretically, we remind ourselves also, but how do we constantly make the effort that everything is really for your pleasure, my Lord? Because in family life, it becomes very diluted, Prabhuji.
Well, Mataji, I can attest for myself that it's not only in family life. No matter which ashram you are in, but very easily, bhakti gets diluted. Yeah, I will not move my head. So, Mataji's question is, how do we ensure that we do everything for the pleasure of Krishna? So, my understanding on that is, it is not easy to do everything for the pleasure of Krishna. And it's easy to speak, it's very difficult to follow. And this is also mentioned by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. Like there are two things. One is I'm doing everything for myself and I'm doing everything for the pleasure of Krishna, correct? Right? One is I, me, mine, and one is for the pleasure of Krishna. So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says at the stage of Anartha Nivritti, we do everything for ourselves. And then he says at the stage of Nishtha, we do almost everything for ourselves and hardly anything for the pleasure of Krishna. And then he says at the stage of Ruchi, we do most things for ourselves and few things for the pleasure of Krishna. And at the level of Ashakti, he says we mostly do for the pleasure of Krishna and we hardly do anything for ourselves. And he says at the stage of Bhava, we almost do everything at the pleasure of Krishna and hard and very few for ourselves. At Prema, we do everything for the pleasure of Krishna. So that gave me a lot of hope because I know that, okay, now I am an Anartha and if I want to think that I will do everything for the pleasure of Krishna, it won't happen. Vishwanath Kavi Thakur says at the stage of Ruchi also, pervasive is I am doing things for myself. So it is not easy to do things for the pleasure of Krishna as per our acharyas. So how does it happen? It happens by Krishna's mercy. That slightly now Krishna says, Tesham sadavayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam ye namam upayanti te. Krishna gives us the intelligence by which we can go to him. So Krishna remind us, do it for my pleasure. That's the whole difference. Our bhakti is not possible by our own strength. It is said bhakti cannot be attained by, you know, by what I think and but by what I want. But bhakti is possible only by how Krishna inspires. That's why Krishna says, I will give you the intelligence by which you can come to me. And when Krishna says, do this kirtan for my pleasure, do this for my pleasure, do this for my pleasure. And this concept is very attractive and we know, but we will be able to apply only if Krishna gives us the intelligence to be able to apply that principle. And the path of bhakti is a path of revelation. It's not something that I can practice, it's not something I can attain. It's something that is revealed from within. Just like it is said, we should see the spirit soul in the heart of all living entities. Suni cheva sopakija pandita samadarshina. But by hearing that, can we see everyone as spirit soul part and parcel of Krishna and looking for Krishna? We will remember that only when we hear that verse. And when the verse is over, that consciousness is over. And that's why Shivram Maharaj says, if we try to think, yeah, this is what I'm doing, then that is more like mimicking pure devotees. This is more like, one is called imitation and one is called following. So imitation is not good. So we cannot imitate. Yeah, this is what my platform is. Now, everything that is spoken in Bhagavad Gita, that is spoken in Bhagavatam, they are spoken from the platform of pure devotional service. And that's why all these concepts are very advanced. Every verse of Bhagavad Gita is very advanced because it is spoken from that platform. But then our only hope is what the practical instruction Srila Prabhupada gave is engage in the service of Krishna. Um, and gradually when Krishna now, when if you are able to see everyone as part and parcel of Krishna, then you should know that that is purely Krishna's mercy on you. That's why bhakti is everything dependent upon the mercy of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada says our bhakti is not dependent upon the process of hearing and chanting. I mean, we are, of course, hearing and chanting in a proper consciousness eventually will attract Krishna's mercy. And when mercy is, it's about the changing of the consciousness. It is not up to us to change our consciousness. It is up to Krishna to transform us. The heart transformation also comes by Krishna. The vision comes by Krishna. We can understand, but we cannot be there. And that is why Rupa Goswami says there is the 64 angas of bhakti. And those who follow the 64 angas of bhakti sincerely, they'll become enthusiastic. And if we remain enthusiastic in making further and further progress, Mataji, were you able to hear?
Yes, last last
Very
2
much.
seconds, I think you got froze, Prabhuji, but I heard the answer. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. But what I understood was हमारे हाथ में कुछ नहीं है, जो करना है करो, भगवान ही देंगे.
But हमारे हाथ में क्या है ना, हमारे हाथ में क्या है, हमारे हाथ में हमारा फ्री विल है कि बस लगे रहना है. और ऐसा नहीं कि हमसे गलतियां नहीं होंगी, गलतियां भी होंगी, डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंसेस भी आएंगे, पर हमारे हाथ में है रेक्टिफाई करो आगे चलो, रेक्टिफाई करो आगे चलो, चलते रहो चलते रहो चलते रहो. वी कैन we can invest our time in hearing, in chanting, in serving. बस उतना ही हमारे हाथ में है.
Yes, Prabhuji. ठीक, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
दंडवत प्रणाम. हरे कृष्ण.
You said निष्ठा, रुचि, आसक्ति, भाव, इसको और एलिबोरेट करके बताइए.
देखो प्रभु जी, अनर्थ निवृत्ति क्या है ना, अनर्थ निवृत्ति में
किसका पार्ट है प्रभु जी, ये जो चारों
ये जो है ये भक्ति का प्रोग्रेस है।
भक्ति को
तो भक्ति स्टार्ट होता है श्रद्धा से, श्रद्धा भगवान तक लगता है। वी गेट टू नो हाउ टू प्रैक्टिस भक्ति। जब हम भक्ति प्रैक्टिस करते हैं ना, तब अनाथा सामने आता है। जैसे चर्निंग ऑफ मिल्क ओशन है ना,
हाँ।
पहले हला हल बाहर आता है।
हम्म,
जब हम लोग चर्न करते हैं अपनी चेतना को ना, तो पहले हल हल बाहर आता है।
हम्म,
उसके बाद जब वो चला जाता है भगवान की कृपा से, और जब अनर्थ निवृत्ति ऑलमोस्ट खत्म हो गए ना, लगभग 70-80% खत्म हो गए, देन वी कम टू द स्टेज ऑफ निष्ठा, and then the bhakti becomes relatively more steady. We become more steady in bhakti. निष्ठा के बाद आता है रुचि।
कुछ हाँ।
रुचि मतलब
तो निष्ठा सबसे लोअर लेवल पे है।
नहीं प्रभु जी,
अनर्थ
निष्ठा तो
निवृत्ति।
अनर्थ निवृत्ति के बाद आता है।
निवृत्ति आता है।
हाँ, अनर्थ निवृत्ति खत्म होने के बाद निष्ठा आता
फिर
है।
निष्ठा आता है।
हाँ, निष्ठा मतलब आप स्टेडी होते हैं निष्ठा के बाद। हाँ, थोड़ा बहुत रहता है कि भगवान के लिए, और आप इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ हाउ आपका एंथुजियाज्म आप लोग हो रहा हो, आपके फेजेस अलग अलग हो रहे हो, आपका भक्ति का जो करने का वो है ना, वो स्टेडी रहता है। अब स्टेडीली भक्ति करते हो, तभी वर्ड निष्ठा मीन स्टेडी। निष्ठा के बाद आता है रुचि। एक बार अनाथा चले गए और आप स्टेडीली भक्ति कर रहे हो लंबे समय तक के लिए, तब आप धीरे धीरे आपको भक्ति अच्छा लगने लगता है, एक टेस्ट डेवलप होता है, उसको बोलते हैं रुचि। और एक बार रुचि से भक्ति होता है ना, उसके बाद भगवान के प्रति आकर्षण डेवलप होता है, उसको बोलते हैं आसक्ति। आसक्ति मतलब अटैचमेंट। और जब अटैचमेंट निकलता है, मतलब अटैचमेंट के साथ भक्ति करते हैं और बहुत लंबे समय तक भक्ति करते हैं, तो हम साधना भक्ति का मार्ग छोड़ देते हैं, तब हम लोग भाव भक्ति में एंटर करते हैं। और
तो भाव भक्ति इज द लास्ट स्टेज, और उसके ऊपर भी तो
उसके ऊपर प्रेमा भक्ति।
प्रेम।
प्रेमा इज द गोल।
उसके ऊपर भी वो 16 स्टेजेस हैं।
वो तो खैर छोड़े, वो पढ़ने के लिए अच्छा लगता है कि हाँ, स्नेहा, राग, अनुराग,
हाँ।
मान, कौन है हम लोग। पढ़ने में है, पढ़ने में लगता है कि हाँ भाई, पर ओके। और कुछ सर, यू वांट टू ऐड? यस। हाँ,
Question is that many times, for example, I think that I want to do things, certain things, and even though I want to do, I'm unable to do right now because I don't have the ID card to do it, not qualified to do it. So the ID card to like do things properly, to be able to do things properly, that inspiration, Prabhupada says that you should pray to Krishna and Krishna keep giving intelligence how to do things properly. I mean, with proper way. Like, I'm just saying, like, for example, duty worship or guides or anything, is like, want to follow rules and regulations like perfectly at the right time and everything, but it just never happens to, to perfectly maintain that. So it's quite depressing I mean, on one hand, probably I'm not perfectly following the person process. Apart from that, and also, devotion wise, I feel quite small. So what do you think is the making progress?
एक रिसेंटली एक सवाल पूछा है एक भक्त ने रातानाथ महाराज से। he asked this question that Maharaj, sometime we feel very good in bhakti, sometime we don't feel very good in bhakti, and we feel like when the taste will come, when will I able to absorb myself completely in bhakti. um, And I was very surprised by Maharaj's answer. Maharaj said, if you think I'm not able to absorb myself in bhakti, that is a very low state of Krishna Actually, we should do bhakti. Whatever we are in, my Lord, I surrender to you. And a devotee does not want anything other than serving Krishna. My Lord.
Even if we superficially do and say I surrender to you.
I mean, जैसे बहुत enthusiastic thing for ourselves. We are like Krishna. I am gonna continue my service to you.
So we are telling like मैं तो ऐसे ही हूँ मैं ऐसे ही करूँ.
नहीं, मैं ऐसा नहीं हूँ. मैं अपना सेवा नहीं छोड़ूंगा. Independent of how I feel. You or enthusiasm in serving you is not dependent upon to me. This is my constitutional position that I am meant to serve you. So it doesn't matter how.
Like निष्ठा which is
हाँ, तो महाराज बोले कि this